ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the SWTOR 5.0 update. Yeah, Star Wars The Old Republic just had a pretty big update and expansion. Came out to early access subscribers on the 29th. It's coming out to all the other subscribers that weren't subbed. You had to subscribe during a certain period of time. We're coming out for all subscribers on Friday. And this actually does change up the game quite a bit. Well, I'm going to go through all of it, all the basics and everything. I did stream the entire Knights of the Eternal Throne expansion, all 9 chapters of the new story. I'll have a link to the video on demand for that. It took me about 11 hours. I did play the first chapter or so through veteran mode, though playing through the veteran mode, really not going to benefit you till you get to level 70, unless you really want the extra challenge. It doesn't give you any more XP or better gear or anything, but you will get more command XP, and we'll talk about command XP as well when you get to that 70 point. It did take me about 5 hours. I get about 5 hours into the expansion, probably faster ways to level. But I was wearing my double XP armor from the Dark vs. Light event, and I did have a major experience boost on. So I did try to level as fast as I could, but sometimes the chapters did go on. But yeah, it took me, all chapters took me about 11 hours altogether. Probably had a little bit of a break in there, about maybe like 10-minute break. But yeah, it was about 11 hours all around. Okay, so actually the first thing we want to get to, you notice your main menu bar, and apologies for I have just crap everywhere around here. I just really need to clean this up sometime. I don't even use any of this. But the top menu bar, been really consolidated. It's been scrapped down. You can still access all this stuff from here, but it's also got the hotkey if you just want to do it that way as well. Just to kind of remind you a little bit of a time saver. Yeah, we do have quite a bit to go through. And apologies, I actually was going to show off a command crate opening as well. I didn't actually, this is actually the first command crate, and I'm on rank 6 right now. But I apologize, I did an earlier video. I was trying to shoot this video earlier, but for some reason it did not actually record. So unfortunately, yeah. But sadly, disappointment though is it gave me another earpiece that I already kind of had a better one. It was 230 gear. But so I ended up just disintegrating the entire pack because there was just nothing good in there. So that's the kind of the first, like 1 out of 6 disappointment. Which, it's probably as the command ranks go on, it's probably going to get a lot more disappointment. We're going to talk about it in a bit. First, I want to get back to the first 9 chapters. I noticed in Knights of the Fallen Empire, right around the level chapter 11 to even around about chapter 15, it did start to drag quite a bit. Look, there's got a couple chapters, like Charles Boyd had even talked about. They're trying to get other companions back into the storyline, and it kind of made the chapters drag. So the players didn't feel like they got a conclusion to that chapter, really. But I will tell you that I'll keep this pretty spoiler free. But there is quite a bit of closure in this one. There's going to be a death. It's not like a super major death, but it is somewhat important. Of course, you can also go completely dark side, and a lot of people will die. I did make a couple dark side choices in this. I usually play a light sided Sith Juggernaut as my main, but yeah, I did make some bad choices. Couldn't help it. The power got to me. But you do get throughout all this, Shadow of Revan, Ziost, Knights of the Fallen Empire, and now Knights of the Eternal Throne. This does wrap up everything. Pretty much clears the plate for what's coming next. I don't know though. I don't imagine it's going to be till probably 6.0, but I don't think that's going to be till like fall next year or even December. I think the next expansion is going to be quite a bit away. I think they're really going to try to focus right now on repeatable grindy content, which I love that. I really do. Right, first we're gonna go show up Galactic Command. That is the big thing. So I put a link to Delphi as well. She's got all the charts, stats, everything we want to know about Galactic Command, about the new uprisings as well. And right now they do have the daily bonus set to uprisings. I think they're really going to be pimping this out a bit. Uprisings are pretty much like a Flashpoint, but slightly shorter. No cutscenes. There'll be bosses. You can do this in story or veteran mode. Veteran mode, of course. You need to be a little more on point And I think you can run this with you're probably going to be able to run this with 2 people once you get the mechanics down, and then just your companions. But yeah, there's a daily bonus for that now to more command XP. You got a command rank of 6, about almost 7. It's kind of slowed down a little bit. It just depends on how you want to level up. But it usually takes, about an hour or so to get your command rank up. It's going to slow down quite a bit because overall you're going to need a total of 1.23 million command XP to get to the top rank. So it's going to take a couple months, depending on your playstyle. It's going to take a while. And here you can automatically queue up to do your chapters. You can see we have the story, or you can redo all these with a veteran, repeatable. Chapter 9, though, of Knights of Fallen Empire, of course, doesn't give you any command XP because it's all cutscenes. Okay, planetary missions, which I had a weird bug as well, because it actually said I had a lot of planetary missions already done. I don't know if that was retroactive or whatnot, but I got a lot of command XP just by clicking this, and I just like, hey, you completed it. I'm like, 450 command XP. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. Yeah, so you also probably wonder what's probably the best way to level up your command XP. I did see the stats for war zones. Actually, each war zone was about, God, for even losing a war zone, it was like 500 something XP. Which war zones do take about 10 to 15 minutes, but I like to do war zones anyway. That's not bad. I think we'll see an influx of new PvP players trying to get up that command rank. As you do know, they did eliminate expertise from PvP. So now it's just going to be straight up all gear pretty much the same. And not going to be really much of a difference. So everybody's going to be wanting to be grinding that command XP. So I think they get a little bit higher for the war zones. Just because people who only want to PvP, they're not going to want to do chapters, or story, or operations. And nobody's going to want to do Starfighter. I don't know why. Yeah, they kind of abandoned that once that came out. It's like, it's a horrible idea. Let's not do that. But okay, going on to the next thing we're talking about, a little bit of the underwhelming side, I think, is the dark versus light ongoing struggle. Because you can see that button here. You're probably going to have to move this in your interface. You can toggle this where you want your points to go to dark or light whenever you finish, you get missions, etc. You want that to go to dark or light. Yeah, you want to go into the interface editor and move that. Because it's kind of, they got it a little tucked away a little bit. But yeah, this tallies up all the light-dark decisions on your server. And it kind of fluctuates. It goes back and forth quite a bit. One side will win for a while, one side will lose. Once somebody hits 5, they'll win for a while. It seems to be like an hour at most. And then whenever you do missions and I think you get command crate missions, you will earn light side or dark side tokens if your side won. And if your side lost, there'll be a lot of boss spawning on the other side's planets, which then you can group up. I think there's some crafting schematics, maybe some command XP boosts you can get. Not really a ton of info on that yet, because kind of this is it changes like about every hour or so. It's been a pretty quick system. It's gonna take a little bit for everybody to crank all the numbers, etc. To get everybody. It'll be easier once everybody has this on Friday, of course. But I will actually show you the rewards on the fleet and stuff. Pretty underwhelmed as well. This whole thing is just a little bit underwhelming. Not really as awesome. Well, to check, they actually do have like, I'd say Drummond Koss, if the light side's winning. You actually have like Jedis attacking Drummond Koss and stuff like that. So at least that could be kind of a little bit cool. Another thing I'm going to do, give tips for command rank as well. Even though the heroic missions only give you 20 command XP, every elite mob or champion mob, you don't get any points for the strong mobs or regular mobs, so I just avoid those. Like say the saving face on Drummond Koss heroic. There's probably about 20 Mandalorians down there, plus the mission itself. And each one of those gives you 10 command XP. So you can pretty much just go around in a circle. Yeah, find a heroic area and just see how that adds up. I've gotten, usually doing one of these just one of the heroics, I can get a couple hundred command XP real easy. Just go around trashing these mobs. And usually they're only 1-2 hits. You could even have you sit there with your companion. You go out, have a smoke, come back. I'm sure he could take care of them. So that's just a couple little tips to do. I think Warzone's definitely one thing you keep an eye on, especially if you're getting 500 XP per mission. That's about 3 matches per, right now my command rank, that's about 3 matches. So that's not too bad, about half an hour. That's not bad, I would have to say. And then next, let's go on to the command stash. That's where you open. Sports, I don't have any crates right now. I was trying to save that other one, but I opened it during the record that didn't record. And remember, if you get any stuff you don't want, like I'm starting to get a lot of, I've actually have all my rep pretty much maxed out, except for the old Starship missions and stuff. I never did anything for that. So now I just disintegrate. And they got some cosmetic gear that is really just god awful. So I've been doing that as well. But so far, I've only had my last crate was a disappointment. Yeah, I got another earpiece, which I can't do anything with because it was bound. So, but if you do get some mods that you can't use, you can always do legacy gear. Take out those mods. But yeah, it was a little bit disappointment on that last one. Okay, next thing I do want to cover is the flare. You can see I got a little bit of flare here. You know, you actually did get a little bit of flare from the legendary status, but now they're making this a thing, especially for the tier. You'll be able to show off your tier 3 when you eventually get it. You're like, don't mess with that guy. Also, the legendary status. So that's kind of nice, and I think they will be selling some of those on the cartel market because it's EA. You know, why wouldn't they? I think the command cartel market. We'll take a quick look here. I was thinking they were selling. They did say they were going to sell boosts to the command XP, but it looks like they haven't yet. Maybe they were rethinking that because I think that's probably a good idea. That seems a little bit of cheating the system to me, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think on that. But alright, let's go. We're going to hop over to the fleet, check out a couple of the vendors and stuff, talk a little bit more, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the 5.0 update. Okay, gang, we are back on the fleet. Let's actually, one thing I also want to point out, yeah, all your comms, if you haven't played them for a while, you might watch out because all your comm crystals, all that is gone now. They've actually converted into credits. PvPers kind of got screwed on that end. Yeah, there's a 2 million cap. We get that on Friday because apparently they don't get paid. Oh, I do get light side tokens. I didn't actually see that. So I actually got 3 and there's a cap of 100. Okay, so there's a cap of 100. That's pretty easy. I didn't even know that was... It just gave me the tokens automatically, apparently. Oh, so that's kind of cool. I did not know about that. But yeah, all those caps for gearing and everything is gone. First, we're going to check out the dark side vendor. I gotta say, this is the part where I've got pretty underwhelming. Got some pets. Yeah, kind of cute. The cosmetic gear is actually really, really bad. I do always appreciate that, but yeah, it just, yeah. Maybe it's your thing, not really my thing. It is legacy gear at least. These swoops are, yeah, these rides are legacy bound too. These are actually probably the best done part. I don't know if they have the flourish. Yeah, you'd hopefully think they would, but yeah, there's about 50. And nothing really exciting for that though. We'll check out the light side vendor as well. But you know, another thing to note: heroic missions, and if you want to like queue for individual uprisings, have been all moved to the combat training area. Okay, let's get the light side vendor next door. Hopefully they don't fight. It's not an ammo crate. That gives you a tauntaun, which if you already probably have. Okay, let's see. Yeah, see the gear wise is kind of Jedi-y, but very plain to me. That's a rewards. I don't see the point of the rewards for this system. There's just a kind of reskinned gear. Stuff we've seen before. I do not see a point for that. Even, yeah, let's actually look up there. The lightsaber actually isn't too bad. I'll give it points for that mystic lightsaber. That's got tuning as well. I did get some looting. Oh my god, I just disappeared. Good game, Bioware. Good game. Check that out as well. Yeah, I kind of like that around there. That might be worth getting. Let's see. That's so weird. So weird. You can actually see right there, I've got that mount as well. That is the mount for the Rapid Recon Walker for the reward. I think I've got that up here. Oop. Yeah. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Okay, I actually had to probably edit out that other part because I actually did a little bit of a spoiler for Knights of the Eternal Throne. But this is the Shea Viscera companion you do get. This is actually, which is kind of a weird thing. Because I think they've seen a lot of bit of rage about the forums on this because they said there's bugs, they're going to fix this. Let's actually go into that. Because this one is actually customizable. Yeah, if you do take off, where did I put that? The Shea Viscera customization. You can actually, dress. Which I think that should be with all companions. I don't like... I know it must be for some of the cinematics and stuff for, Lana, Beniko, Theron and Sean and that. But I think this is the way it kind of should be, in my opinion, anyway. But that's just my 2 bits. Okay, let's get out. Over here, they actually changed all the accommodation, all the mods vendors 2 credits now, and actually they're fairly cheap. So if you're just 65, you haven't really geared up too much, you can get some pretty decent mods at the end here. Where is... I think that's the level 65. You can pick up some mods for pretty on the cheap. Yeah, 2,500. Yeah, pretty cheap to gear up, get ready for Knights of the Eternal Throne. So now I don't think we have too much else to cover. Yeah, overall my thoughts. Yeah, my thoughts on 5.0. I'd say pretty good. 4.0 was a little bit of a letdown because it was really kind of like nerf to the difficulty of this game. Because pretty much, in 4.0 you could run around, but it's very hard to die. It's very hard to die. That has changed a little bit. I actually did have a couple deaths in the story. It's more due to derping, falling out the ledge or anything than anything. But I did feel the combat was a little bit better. There are more difficulty modes as well to ramp up the difficulty. So far I gotta give I gotta at least give it an 8. Yeah, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 at least. It's pretty dang good in my opinion. Definitely the story. Knights of the Eternal Throne. Story wise, you're not gonna be disappointed. You're gonna get the closure. A lot of the little details get in there, like the sample, a little bit of spoiler. If you took out the boss, Star Fortress, it does change up the mission very slightly. I don't know if it was worth actually doing that whole thing, but it was a nice little, there's little bits of things. You recruited certain companions and stuff happens. Little things. But overall, if you haven't checked it out yet, I would definitely recommend it, especially on Friday. Another thing to remember, though, we'll have to keep an eye on this. The Galactic Command is only available to subscribers. There you can actually do the crafting. The crafting has been up to, let's see here. Yeah, 600 now. So the crafting has been upped. So you can actually get craftable gear. Not quite on par with the end tier, but pretty close. Pretty close without the set bonus and all that. So that's, it's a little something. But yeah, every bit, you automatically, if you're free to play, preferred, you are locked out of Galactic Command. They said they're going to keep an eye on it. We'll have to see. Enough people raise their voices. But yeah, Galactic Command is subscriber only, which this game did go to free to play. Kind of makes you a little bit worried if they can sustain that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about SWTOR 5.0. And I will see you guys in the next video.